Big brother, it's big brother, it's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother, it's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother, on past the gravy, bro.
What's going on, guys and gals? It's Pass the Gravy Bro, and we are back for our first eviction recap of the season. And I did not think we were going to be recapping an actual vote and eviction. Joining us tonight, we got me, Alex. I got Emma. I got Allison back again. And joining us for the second time this season, we got Chris Hogan, all the way up from New York, whose mic is muted right now.
You muted him.
No,
Boom. Jersey. Sorry.
Jersey, baby.
Jersey.
What's happening? How's it going?
What on, buddy?
Episode.
What did you think of the episode, Chris?
It was a lot. What did you think, Alex? Did you have me on for that specific reason? Is that the only reason why I'm here? As soon as I answer, I can just kind of skedaddle?
Oh, you sort of get out?
No,
I mean, pop in, pop out, give my take, and head out. No, it was a weird episode. There was a lot of stuff going on, like stuff going on with the production, stuff going on with people saying horrible things, obviously. It was a weird episode. People defending horrible things, people pretending like they never heard horrible things, which was very weird.
Don't get me started.
I don't know. I don't want to get all into that quite yet. I know we have a whole episode to get into, but just a weird.
I mean, do we want to just start it from the top and get into it? Like, obviously, that was a very big story, but I was.
Top's the place to start.
I wrote down in my notes, like, I felt like by the end of the episode with the eviction, it did kind of seem like it was like, and moving on. Season's just going to keep on going. And I feel like last night I had an entirely different thing where I was like, I just figured they would have sorted it out themselves and like it would have been a weird week and then it would have been done. But it's like getting this eviction out of the way. Now there isn't the dead, like the lame duck week where there's an HOH that basically has to get Luke out. You get, all right, this is, and we have gameplay. And I do think that kind of speeds it up a little bit. And, like, this is already a cast that kind of is going balls to the wall pretty early. So, like, having a lame duck week would have been weird for that. So this is going to just kind of add to it, I think. So I'm pretty happy with the way that they ended up doing all that. But they started off.
They usually do, though, right? They usually just kind of nobody will be evicted this week. I feel like
Taylor won last year. Taylor won last year because Paloma went home.
Well,
that's not why she won.
Taylor was dead in the water last year, week one.
Right,
Paloma goes home because of her mental health, and then Taylor ends up making it to the end and winning. But like Taylor was supposed to be the first out last year.
Yeah.
Because somebody left, Taylor was able to stay. And this year they just did the opposite of that.
It's unfortunate. People are pissed. I am indifferent, honestly. I don't know how y'all feel about Kirsten. I was not a huge fan.
I don't really have an opinion.
Yeah, like she kind of annoyed me
too much
a little bit.
I had high hopes for her. I thought she
Did you?
Have gone.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought like she was cool and calm and collective, but that rubs people the wrong way, I guess.
I feel like
she was Shannon Tharp's winner pick.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like she played one day too early because she's basically started playing super hard like on day 1 or day 2, and then on day 3 everybody's forming alliances and getting together. She should have probably just waited a little bit. She made Houston sad. Oh, is she from Houston?
She's not from Houston. She lived in Houston.
There. She lives there now.
What was the move that made people think she's playing too hard?
Didn't she like start an alliance like all willy-nilly on day 1? And she took it very seriously.
It was just the same thing that happens every year where it's like, hey, she seemed like she was doing an alliance with them. It's cool if we do it. It's not cool if she does it. And she did it. And I heard her do it.
She had that weird conversation with Siri also on day 1, I think. And
that's probably really what it was.
Yeah, that you can't. She does not mess around, dude. I love that woman to death. I love all of these people, honestly.
Except
But,
Hassan.
so we had Kirsten being the target and all of that. Hissam talking to Suri and Felicia. We see the formation of what they say is the older person alliance, although Izzy is there. So like in the 30s or 40s, 60s or whatever.
Could you imagine if the
Hissam,
young
Felicia,
people
Bowie,
did
and
this?
Suri, right? Like, hey,
Well, they do it though, don't they?
Yeah, but not like.
They don't say it's because we're younger.
I mean,
Like we get along, we connect, we get it,
yeah.
you know, and that's fine. But these,
I like the old.
was like, we're old.
we're
let's do it.
very selective about which alliances can form it.
But also, could you imagine being like Izzy, who's what 30?
I know, right?
Right, but that was why he's like, we're the
old
olds,
person,
and-
and it's like, well, the oldest.
No,
is 60.
really.
That honestly, like, and I'm seeing there is the Izzy hate, and I'm not a big Izzy fan, really. She is a
Dude, she's growing on me, honestly. I'm not gonna
Darren,
lie.
He-Mal, what's going on,
No.
buddy? But yeah,
No, Chris. No.
Angela and Darren, not fans.
She is feeds gold.
She kind of is
I've
just
seen like
paranoid.
clips of her.
But what she does is how she got roped into this old person alliance because she just goes, basically sucks Suri's dick and just won't leave her side. She's like a little puppy. She's like, Suri, you go in there. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. But then she's also like, why are they in that room? Why are they in that room? It's like, you know, you're just sitting by the person that you're trying to be aligned with, right? Like, you know what you're doing.
What we said last night about Izzy, like, well, she holds so much power over Jared and Suri. Like, she's going to use this. She ain't going to use it. She's terrified of Suri. Or also like kisses her butt, but is like, well, I can't cross her. Like, I'll never tell anybody that. Even like on her way out, I don't think she'll tell anybody.
I think that she will panic and say something, but like
when she's on the block,
like,
I'm
to
really
Blue
excited.
or
I'm
to,
going to
like,
be so
America.
stoked when she's on the block.
Like, she's not going to say it to somebody
that would like
power.
do something with it.
Yeah.
I'm just
gonna say
fair. Oh my gosh, Jason, Izzy, and Corey are some of my. They're both on my draft.
Yeah,
I would have a big problem.
Yeah, Jason said wouldn't have a problem if Izzy and Corey are the next two gone. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
No, I like Corey.
Yeah,
I like Corey. We'll talk about Corey in a second, but yeah, that Izzy's like strategy of just kind of being the puppy dog to Suri and just kind of just fight like hanging on to her for dear life. That is how she gets roped into these alliances. So like, however annoying it is to us to watch, it's like it's somewhat effective. And
that's what I said.
Like, yeah,
and the conversation she had with I'm blanking on the HOH's name. What's it? Riley? Yeah.
Okay, I also had that moment like of who's the HOH? I just don't even know because so much other stuff.
She wasn't really the HOH. I mean, she was, but she wasn't. Like, she had to take two people down. She didn't put anybody up.
That is true.
Veto wasn't even used. There was really no like.
I would say probably a perfect HOH all around, right? Like,
yeah, I mean that's
hard
fair.
to beat that.
You got a racist out too, so technically you got two people out, and it was justice.
She was busy,
and
not really though. She just seems busy on paper.
Right.
I don't know.
Like you don't think if I get to the final two,
if
I'm at the final two, you don't think I'm gonna be like first week got the racist out and another person, so really got two people out first week, started off hot.
And you know what I noticed about her tonight? Homie is tall. She's like towering over all of these house guests. And
is Cameron really small?
I don't know.
With Red, she was just towering right over.
Yeah.
And Felicia, she was like holding.
Yeah,
her hand.
yeah. I was like, Jesus Christ, this girl is huge. But yeah, no, good HOH on her part, for sure.
Kinda.
Do we think Red smells like feet? Asks Darren in the comments.
And he smells like hair.
Oh yeah.
And you know what I mean?
He's like ZZ Top. That's all I can think about.
But also just so clean on the like he must take time to groom.
Oh, he definitely does.
And he brushes that bad boy.
Definitely does.
If he did, it would be so gnarled and disgusting.
Gnarled sparkly.
So guys, I'm not watching the feeds. Is there anybody like eating something? Like, you remember the last season? Did we have somebody that was just a horrible eater? I forget who it was.
There's always somebody.
Yeah, someone smacked all the time.
Or like Lay's potato chips.
Yeah, Jasmine was obnoxious. Everything Jasmine did was annoying.
Yeah, I mean, Jasmine eating chicken wings sounded like she was eating like nuts and bolts.
Mm.
We haven't had
not a hard food
in like 48 hours. Though.
Yeah, like pretty much since Luke got called to the DR. Like, so basically, So we had
that's right.
So let's we can just pick up where we were doing the recap of the episode right here too, because like the Olds Alliance is kind of formed. They bring in Red and Nicole as their. Well, that's basically what they are. The Olds and Izzy.
The professors.
The professors.
You're right. The professors.
The olds.
So after that, then we see
Continuing.
them going and talking to Kirsten. You see kind of Luke bonding with Kirsten a little bit, and then he goes to the have-not room, and it's Jared, Hisam, and Corey in the room with him, and he's just kind of like shooting the shit, talking, and just nonchalantly throws like my N-word out, and immediately
was he referring to Jared?
No, he was talking to Corey. He was referring to Corey.
He was talking to Corey to go to bed.
Like,
right?
basically, if I was like, "Yo, what's up, Chris, my dude?" Like, but he said the N-word.
My brethren.
What?
That's fucking weird,
Yeah,
man.
and then walked it back and tried to apologize, and then was like narwhal, and it was like clearly he was joking, trying to like laugh it off.
He did not say narwhal. He said narwhale.
Narwhal.
Which made
That's wrong.
Right. Okay.
Nothing.
Hi, buddy.
That's rough. And Hisam's reaction, can't forget that, because that's a very important part of the story. I feel.
Hisam's reaction.
What's
but
that?
Also, Hisam later says he did not hear the slur. His face looked at Corey. Him and Corey made eye contact, and then they both left at the same time.
And
like,
again, no, I will say they didn't show it on the episode. Hisam left without the butt kicks. If you're in the have-not room,
really
you have to get your butt kicked by the wheel. And Corey even like cheated. He knew exactly how to hit it to where it was one butt kick, and then he kicked himself in the butt one time and left. Like Corey plays by the rules. Hassan was like, I didn't hear anything. I'm going to cheat and also leave.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
No, I mean, he absolutely had to have heard it. His face was... It was beautiful in its confused disgust.
Like, honestly, yeah.
So, like, even at work
today... There were a lot of people that fucked up
like,
tonight. Like,
yeah, who was
obviously
never
Luke.
watched the show, but is on the
Hisam.
internet all the time and saw the reaction. He was like, no, I don't watch the show. But the guys who reacted to it were like, so even someone who doesn't watch the show knew that those two guys heard it. And Corey admitted it and tried to have a conversation about it.
And then Jared shut him down. And like, I understand what Jared was saying, where he was like, I'm not saying it was right at all. And like, where his reason for not blowing up, and he's like, I don't want to be seen as aggressive. I don't want to be, basically, like, I don't want to be seen as the angry black man, is kind of what he said. And like we were saying last night, we was like, he's playing this game. So like his reaction doesn't necessarily mean that's how he felt. But then he even went in the DR, and I wrote down what he said.
He didn't say a word.
He doesn't associate ignorance with malice. And he was like, I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I think he made a mistake there for sure, but I don't want to judge him as a person basically by that. So Jared taking the high road on the whole thing. I mean, he's obviously coming out looking better, but then Corey brings it up. Jared hadn't told
Jared, though. You're Jared said something to Luke after everybody had left the room, and he says to him, they thought that I'd be more mad than, like, they're more mad than I am. I think
because he saw them just scattered. Like he's like,
man, they're more upset than you are.
Yeah.
And Jared is like, yeah, they are. I don't know why they think I'm gonna react, a certain way and be all upset. That was
he also
weird.
called out white guilt.
Like,
is like white people are always more offended by people who should be offended because we're guilty. Because
so that we're so not okay with it that we're offended on your behalf, Chris. Look, I know how you should feel, but I'm offended because you should feel that way. Even if you don't feel that way, I'm offended enough for you to not have to feel that way because I feel that way so much for you.
I'm just curious why Jared gets upset with Corey for telling everybody about what happened. Like,
I think he just wanted it to be private. Maybe he didn't want it to be like, hey, there was like an incident where there was a racial slur that was used, and didn't want to make it like
that's something you should keep private, because once you keep it private, people are going to start fucking spreading rumors. Like, Corey did the right thing. He told everybody exactly what happened. He said everybody heard it. Fucking Hisam lied, and
that was the weirdest
Corey
part.
Is the only person of everybody who did everything right. I think, honestly.
Yeah.
Jared probably could have reacted a little stronger, I think, to dude casually saying that shit and not really having an issue, and then being upset at Corey for telling everybody. Like, Jared didn't even tell his mom. You could tell Siri's face, like she was shocked. Nobody told anybody anything. They were all completely shocked. This is like the next day, I think, because I feel like it happened at night.
It happened at night.
It happened at night.
So it happened about 1 a.m. in the morning. It happened at 1 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, Jason just said maybe Jared. Jason just said maybe Jared's finally listening to his mom and trying to stay quiet. I don't think that necessarily played into that. But then Jason had also said, how quickly after Luke dropped the word did the producers give him the boot? So Luke dropped the word like 1 a.m. Big Brother time, like between 1 and 2 a.m. So that's between like 3 and 4 here. And so it was between 3 and 4 like Central Time. And they had the feeds there. Everybody kind of went to bed. There were some conversations about it, but the feeds kept cutting. Like if there was any sort of anything, like
who was having conversations about it? Like was Siri having conversations with Jared, or was
it was kind of just like Jared talking to Luke about it, and it just kept cutting and it kept cutting, and then it would just go to the storage room, and there was nothing in the storage room, and then. I thought I saw Corey and Hisam talking about it, which is why I was like, I
no one else who was involved.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like I don't know if they were
talking about this,
but they were obviously very aware. They were very aware of what
Luke.
they were showing on the feeds. They were like, we're not going to show them talking about it, and then the feeds went down, and I don't know at what point, sometime between them cutting the feeds down. And like 11 a.m. Big Brother time. That was when like they had the producers come in, they had to talk to him, and then he was evicted.
Jared said he didn't say anything. Corey talked to the group like it was the first time they heard it. Hassam already claimed he didn't hear it, so Hassam didn't.
Wait, hang on. I'm sorry. Corey talked to the group, like which
during like what we saw on
the show.
I see. I'm sorry.
Yeah, on the show. So I don't think anybody told anybody. So there was that, and then it looked like everyone was really sleepy when they called Luke. So it must have been.
Yeah, it looked like they were just.
He looked like he had just woken up.
They sleep late, so it had to be like 10 o'clock when they called him to the diary room to expel him.
I feel like they pulled him into the diary room and then had all the meetings. Like I think they wanted him out of the house.
Yeah, so they definitely didn't.
He was back in.
They let him sleep.
They let him sleep there though. Why? Like,
well, because they had to have the final move. You can't remove him from the game without having like official like, hey, Allison Grodner, like the head person, had to probably come in early today. They had to have a meeting like, look, this is what happened.
She doesn't have a phone by her desk like the president or by her bedside.
Maybe she's
I'm sure, but like they also would probably, it happened like in the middle of the night, and I'm sure that like maybe they called her then, but they're like, we need to talk to like the head of CBS and have all of this conversation. And it happened early. It happened very early. They took the feeds down. The feeds haven't been up for a while because of all of that. And I'm sure that like maybe they did it a lot faster than we know. It just the feeds were down, so we have no way of knowing that. But I'm sure Allison Grodner had to come in. She had to be like, all right, look, this is we got to make the move. But that guy, once he went to that diary room, he never walked back in there. He slept and then
that's crazy. And he knew it too, right? Like when he was walking
he saw his face like when he was going in there.
Thought it was going to be a talking to, but what season do you think they put the clause in? Because Caitlin Herman,
she said it.
Who said it?
Jackson.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And Jackson and Jack said it.
She was like in
20.
It was the Fauci season 20.
Oh yeah, 20.
JC said it, and Bailey called him out for it.
Well, JC broke every single rule, so of course.
And I'm curious. Like they say, zero tolerance. What if a black person says it? Like, surely they're not going to kick them out, right?
Here's the thing. I do think each other. I saw a tweet that had a video of Jared and I think Nicole talking, and I didn't watch the video, so I don't know what it said, but it was something along the same lines of like, is it a rule for everyone or just? And I don't.
I do not think it is a rule for everyone.
No, and it
again, it's like not our word.
Necessarily be. It's very different. But I do think that the line between ignorance and malice, first of all, somebody commented it, and I said it yesterday, that shit slipped out so quick, so easily. He says that often.
Yeah.
Darren said it, yes. And I feel like the real line that he crossed was that his first Instagram post after getting kicked out was a slice of cheese.
The fuck is
that? I wrote in my notes
he was talking about the cheese bed.
How giggly he was, like, oh yeah, I said that. Didn't I say that? Oops, I said that. And it was like,
he's still making fun of what he said. It's bullshit. It's like,
well, I think a lot of it was like that like the white guilt like Jared talked, and it's just like I don't know, I gotta make it seem like if I laugh it off, like it wasn't as bad as it was, and like sometimes you just try and make up for it that way. And I also think like
make you feel bad.
Even though Corey and his son were like kind of like shit on for like leaving, it's like I don't know how I would have reacted in there, and like I think that maybe their thought process was like we should probably bounce and let them talk about it. Like we should let them chat about what just happened right there.
You would have said something.
You did?
Yeah.
I mean, but like Jared sitting there and not saying something though is like that was like I think that threw it up because if Jared was like, "Whoa, man," you're like, "Hey, yeah, dude,
that was really weird, man."
Like, Jared not saying something seems like Jared should be the one that would be the first offended, and it's like again being offended on someone else's behalf. I don't know how I would have handled it. I don't know how a lot of people would have handled it, and I don't think that like I can see how somebody's idea might be like I should just bounce and let them talk about it. They obviously need to talk this out.
I think you're absolutely responsive then. No, man. Like you would have said that.
Yeah, there would have been a reaction that popped out.
Alex, you would have reacted for sure.
You would have reacted.
Even if it was just like a yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
An immediate reaction.
One of them reacted. I think it's a little bit different. I think it's a little bit different because they know there are cameras on them and there are microphones on them and there's so much pressure on them. And like somebody said that I think somebody said in the episode tonight, they tell us very clear before we go into the house that there's a 0 tolerance rule kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they know as soon as somebody says that, they're going to go home. So
yeah. Well, I've also heard
that adds the pressure. So
not with cameras on you. So I know you would have said something in the house, not because of obligation of cameras.
You've heard Alex say it?
No, I've not heard Alex say it. I've heard someone else say it in our presence who was not supposed to say it, and Alex has said something.
I'm an ally, Chris.
Yeah,
you are an ally. That's why he's been friends for as long as we have.
And I think the way you said it in real life wouldn't have affected the game. So you wouldn't have been like, hey, if I say this to someone and call them out on the thing they did, I'm not going to be in trouble.
Usually it's just like, hey man.
Yeah.
Hey.
And those two said nothing, and one of them denied it.
That's crazy.
Corey said, you need to go to bed.
You need to go to bed. I get Corey. Corey is probably
that's a great response for like
I don't know where Corey's from.
What the
but
fuck,
I'm sure
dude?
You need to go to sleep.
Get some rest, buddy.
Or Corey. But like I said, I think he's probably of all the people involved that were in that room, he's probably the only person that like did everything right. Well, he could have done a few more things right, but he didn't completely screw the pooch.
So you agree with his side more than like where Jared decided to keep it quiet? Like, do you see a reason that Jared would have wanted to keep it quiet?
I think it's weird that Jared didn't tell his mom or anybody else because Jared tells his mom every single thing. Why wouldn't
But she did tell him to be quiet.
That's different.
Right.
I think it's weird that Jared thought.
In the comments said, I think Jared knows like it could ruin someone's life, but also like, yeah, it could ruin your life. So you're actually
so then people know better than to say it. So like I don't. That's
agreed.
Also
agreed.
knew that
it's so easy.
If it isn't the consequences of my own actions,
like maybe Jared knew justice would prevail. And he would get his
and that was the way, like the way
it's not his job.
The way he said that, where he was like, I mean, that's against the rules. He violated the rules. He got taken out of the house because of that. Like he was kind of like, yeah. I think that I can see how you get that from there, where he is kind of saying like, it was handled. Yeah. I don't know why I needed to talk to people about it, but also, and not trying to shit on last year's winner, but I feel like sometimes being the victim was of like bullying early on in the season was like
different.
The personality characteristic, and I think that, like not playing like, well, I was the victim of racism in the very beginning of the season. Like if he used that the rest of this year, like he could very well use that, and like people like you could guilt people into probably not voting for you. Him not doing that is kind of him taking the high road and be like, I'm gonna go play the game.
I understand that, and
in my that's a theory. It's a theory.
I just think he should have reacted a little more.
Polly brings up a good point here. Jared is the only black male in the house, and if he told Suri, her mama bear instinct might have come out, so maybe he was protecting her game. Yeah, dude, what if she just had to like fucking beat the shit out?
It is weird. Like I've been around people that like will say it casually and think that I'm okay with it.
That's wild, dude.
And it's weird. Like it's weird more than anything else. And to think that like it's not a big deal. I feel like that's not what Jared said, but it sounded like that's what Jared was saying a little bit.
Well,
you know,
he was
like I said, the comments that he made to him, not in the diary room, but like in the moment, what he said to Luke afterwards. It's weird how they think that, you know, I'm going to be as upset as they are.
Especially when Luke doubled down on that. He was like, yeah, if anything, you should be the upset one. Why are they more upset than you are?
And also, like, his body
He's rationalizing his behavior at that
wraps
point.
himself in a blanket.
Put your foot further in your mouth, my guy.
And yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I think Jared's biggest crime, like the worst thing that he did, is the bandana over the head. I fucking hated it, and it was so very annoying. I don't like. I've never seen
a theory last night from someone in the chat that said that maybe he's trying, because I keep saying, like, how do you not see him and Suri talking and be like, they have the exact same face, like from here down they have the same face. Maybe he's trying to cover his cheeks so he doesn't look as obvious that he's her son. And it's like, that's pretty deep, but like crazier shit's been done
a little bit better, like, because she would be the one like girls wear the bonnet.
They should just have to wear like, they should just all of a sudden have those like fake glasses, nose and mustache things, and just like walk around the rest of the season with those.
Do something. Bandana is just,
it's a choice.
So fucking weird. But he's a weird dude. He makes weird decisions sometimes.
He's a mama's boy.
Oh yeah,
he says wear a bandana and he goes, okay,
like
sure.
I thought the bandana was punishment from the veto.
I thought Cerie's like woman bikini shirt was a punishment too, because I could not understand why she was wearing that on purpose.
Fucking killed me when I saw it the first time. that was just her nightshirt. It's the vacation bikini shirt.
It's a white woman body.
Like,
is it?
Bro, like
even more.
Like a tourist shop in Galveston or Kemah. Like,
I love Cerie.
Yeah, she's great.
And I love Jared.
So yeah, the Luke situation was kind of handled, and then it did seem like they called everybody in. Riley kind of explains it. Then Corey does all of that. Cerie wore that shirt on Survive.
Alex, so what you think that Corey should not have said anything?
I just, after what Jared said, like I thought, I didn't realize that Jared hadn't said anything, because the feeds kind of went out and you didn't really see what was discussed.
You don't know if Corey knows if Jared said anything. So for Corey to be like, here's what happened, here's what I heard,
and he might have been like, look, I don't want to put the burden on Jared to say anything.
That's what I think it was.
I think that's probably what did happen. But like I don't know. I tried to see what Jared was saying. I would rather just not talk about it.
If nobody had said something and said what exactly happened, who said what, who was in the room, there would have been like, that's all that would have been talked about this entire week. You know what I mean? Like, they were, like, who did what? Like, what happened? Why isn't he here?
They would not have been able to let that go.
Oh my God, it would have been
It is
ridiculous. And it would
I totally agree with you. I think that there was they needed to have said what happened, just because of how like blatantly written the like Big Brother card was. Where
they said racially slurred. They could have said, you know, he was evicted. Well, they couldn't have done that because there are still people in the room, and they still would have known why he was evicted, even if they didn't outright say racial
just
slur.
Removed for breaking rules or code of conduct. Like,
I don't know.
It needed to be explained to the people who weren't there.
That way there's no question, and you can't use it as like a game move and be like, well, you know what he really got evicted for is that he was cheating and he was teaming up with so-and-so and they were going to split the money. That's what he said. And then
I don't know if that's why they said it.
Or,
no, but like there are...
Kirsten says he actually said it to me, guys, throw a few sympathy votes my way. I'm not saying she would ever do this, but you know, it would be a baller fucking game move.
Yeah.
But yeah,
they just made everybody was on the same page with it, I feel like. So there weren't rumors about what happened when, oh, well, he didn't do this. I heard he punched somebody. No, he didn't.
Well, I feel like, with like that word, you can easily, like, as soon as you hear someone said a racial slur, what was the first thing?
Yeah, the first assumption is that word.
I'd be like, oh, God, he said that.
I mean, I can think of like really like, there's two.
I mean, there's a lot of racial slurs, but
like that's the one that everyone knows.
Yeah.
And then it's like if it was a homophobic slur, then you know what word that was probably too. And it's like those would have been the two that I would have been like, okay, I think we got that. I don't think they needed to explain what it was. It's just like they said something you shouldn't say.
Okay, so do you think that they would have booted somebody for. It's like there's somebody in the chat or referenced John Mulaney, but there's the John Mulaney joke about like if you're comparing two things and you can't say one of them, then that's the worst thing. So are there other racial slurs that people are more comfortable saying? I don't know. I don't feel comfortable saying anything, but like there are racial slurs for other people's, and like would they gotten booted for saying
a football team?
Well, hold on.
That's not even one that I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of specifically like.
Can't say that.
Let me say the one that's thinking of on 3.
Names for Hispanic people or names for
Chris.
This clip's gonna go viral.
Okay, but the difference is that one of those words is commonly used between that race. The other ones are not.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like you don't hear Asian people calling each other racial slurs.
Yeah.
I know. It's weird because like I
know which one Emma was thinking of.
What were you thinking of?
Allison said Asian first.
Oh yeah, I said the other like options of racial slurs that like immediately pop into my head would be slurs for like Hispanic people or slurs for Asian people.
And they
which when I think of slurs for Asian people, there are at least 2 that I can think of that I would like. But like I'm not gonna.
Who does it rhyme with?
No.
How close can we all get to losing our jobs?
Thanks I've heard on television.
I will not. But like, do you think that it would have? They would have gotten.
No, I don't think so. If they said any of those other slurs, definitely not. Because, like you mentioned, Caitlin, whatever, said it. Like what? 2 years ago? 3 years ago? Or I guess 5 years ago.
2 years ago, like quoting a rap song and her thinking that's fine. It was a rap song. I'm really sick of white people thinking they can do that. You can't do that.
Oh my god, I've called so many people out on that. Like 2 recently, and I'm like, I would never say it around a black person. They don't say it. That's wrong.
Say it.
They don't.
It's more annoying though if you go on TikTok and you see the kids dancing and as they're singing, they'll sing the song and they'll put up the hand like that. Like when the word comes up, and I'm like,
don't think I'm saying it.
I'd rather you like not do anything. Like
the edited version.
I like when like a white guy's doing an acoustic version of a rap song. He like substitutes stuff. He's like homie or hitta.
Amigo.
I like when he says hitta, and you're like, what? What's a hitta?
That also still sounds dangerously close.
Yeah,
I guess that's why it plays. Like you can get away with it.
Yeah, I don't.
Like sometimes when you hear it, you're like, ooh, they have to. He's gonna have to say this. Is he gonna say it, or is he not gonna say? Oh no, he didn't say it.
Well, one time when
I would have had to stop listening.
When I was in the 2nd grade, I was writing the word night.
Oh,
and I was talking to someone and I ended up just writing the first part of the word. And this kid pointed at my paper and yelled, and I didn't even know what that word was.
In the 2nd grade? I know, that's what I'm saying.
That is he just yelled, and the teacher came over and she was like, what? And I was like, I honestly have no idea what you're talking about. I was just writing the word night. I'm so scared. And I was so
That is an honest mistake. You see?
I was so scared and I felt so bad and so guilty.
I will say that I did. One of my friends had a kid writing a story about ninjas, and he misspelled ninjas, and
the whole paper, huh?
Reading it, and you're like, oh no.
What was that on?
Ninjas fighting, and it was like, no.
When Michael Scott wrote Threat Level Midnight, and he had all of the autocorrect. It's like, oh no, they're all. I auto spelled ninja wrong on all of these.
I think that she had to like ask him to read it to her because she was like, surely this can't be what it is.
That's not what you're not saying the words that it looks like you're saying, are you, pal?
It's like a karate story about ninjas.
That's funny.
Did not read that way.
Oh,
poor kid.
Yeah.
Lesson learned there.
Mundo in the chat says that Hispanics usually call each other the worst things for fun and sometimes make them nicknames. Don't they say whatever got Mexico banned from like having fans at some of their soccer games, like whatever they were yelling also is like could be translated to bitch, but then it's also a homophobic slur too. Like that I don't know what they were yelling. But they like suspended a soccer match because they were like, your fans are yelling homophobic chants.
I mean,
like,
soccer fans,
bitch.
Soccer fans are notoriously horrible, fans, right? Like they are rough.
Dallas Cowboys fans.
That's not
worst.
That's nice. The worst, absolutely
worst. Luke was probably a Cowboys fan, honestly.
Luke was probably actually.
Just fan of trash.
Yeah, that's weird that he posted the cheese too. Like,
yeah,
I don't expect a full blown apology, but like,
I gotta look him up.
I don't want like the cheese.
Hey, we're gonna just take your phone away another day. Yeah.
All right, my guy.
Yeah, not get on the internet.
They should do a season of Big Brother with everybody that they've kicked out. Everybody that they've kicked out and everybody who like has left voluntarily. Like y'all are getting y'all's own season. There are no rules. It's on like, what's
you can fight, you can hold knives to people's necks like that one guy in season 1 did. You can break all the equipment.
Pretty much.
Willie Hance is gonna literally murder somebody.
Right.
That was half of our recaps last season is how Pat would just be like, I would just try and get everybody to punch me, just get on their nerves, and I would just get on their nerves so they punched me, and then everybody got evicted from the house because they punched me. It's like, but everybody wouldn't punch you though.
Yeah, they wouldn't do that. They've done that.
You might get one.
Right.
And then everybody's like, man, this guy's annoying. Let's get him out.
Okay, I just saw a tweet. I'm looking for the picture of the cheese for his Instagram because it's weird. But somebody said that since Luke got thrown out because of the racial slur, clips have resurfaced of him being rude as fuck to Matt about being deaf, and Haska saying he said weird things about Asian women. When it rains, it pours, and before last night, Luke's saving grace was that he barely spoke for half the week.
Damn. That's rough. Yeah.
So, and the little that he did say, apparently he said a whole lot.
Speaking of Matt, by the way, I've never felt worse for a human being. I swear to God. Like, CBS doesn't have a teleprompter. I will fund. I will give them money for.
All right, thank you, Matt. And he just sat there. Was like, oh wait, he can't hear.
I was like,
how long did it take you to realize that? Like, yeah, he was the deaf one. Damn
it! Is it because he's never seen the show, or is it because he's deaf?
I think he's deaf.
But also, I think a lot of people don't realize there's not they don't like everybody. It's like, Julie, you look beautiful. Like they're lying. They don't see Julie. You can only hear Julie. Oh my God, Julie, you look amazing. They're not looking at her. They might tell them to pretend they are.
As always.
But you know what?
You can see her in the living room.
You know what I think?
I guess, yeah, you're right.
What might have happened as well, I think they're trying to turn the mics off right after they vote.
So they
cut down on the shout-outs.
The
shout-outs are fucking horrible.
No, they are, but I will say
everybody loses their mind over this.
And I think
it's 5 seconds. It's 5 seconds. Who fucking cares?
I care. I hate it.
And like I think y'all are not already on TV. You're already
you have 5
on.
Seconds. You have 5 seconds to be on national TV, like guaranteed a week.
Yeah.
Let them fucking say hey, love you, mom.
I hate them.
No, cut it out.
I hate them, but I will say Corey's made me laugh today.
You hate love. You hate birthday.
What was Corey's?
He said,
love
beat you, Zach.
Oh,
beat you?
Yeah, because Zach was the first boot on Survivor.
As long as he's not last.
In the bathroom.
Pretty much Luke going out means he beat Zach.
Yeah.
But
it was also really funny because Zach had tweeted, so proud of Corey at the beginning of the episode. And then after he voted, he said, fuck that guy, I don't know him, or something like that.
Todd says, if you want to do a shout out, you should do a secret code like Carol Burnett tell you in the ear. Michael did that last year. Remember Michael Bruner? He would kiss his ring finger for
really?
His husband. I mean, there's definitely people that do that. And then SID 143 was Cliff Hogg, friend of the show, Cliff Hogg.
Oh, yeah.
SKD.
SKD.
Yeah.
Kelly and Daniel, and I can't remember his wife's name.
I remember that.
SKD 143.
I don't remember.
Just wear a shirt.
If it's
he liked my tweet yesterday, and I was like,
I'm okay with it. But if they're screaming as they're walking out of the room, they can shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and it
they have so much time away. Like I'm not like
No.
of all the other dumb stuff that Big Brother does. Like how about when they make them pretend to fucking be evaporated or teleported?
Right.
Like I would rather them get rid of that
Atrium?
than like let them fucking say I love you, mom, or happy birthday to their brother.
No.
Who gives a shit?
Well, that's
they
another
say
thing.
it all the time on feeds.
Yeah, how is it somebody's
But
birthday?
everybody's not always
week?
watching the feeds 100% of
Who
the time.
cares? What's more important? Like, who cares? Would you be more upset if I didn't shout you out? And
I'd be furious.
You would.
I'd be on this podcast.
He's a
Can you
sensitive
believe
guy.
her? Can you? I would be like sitting there. She's
Basically,
like,
she wants a divorce.
Hi, Julie. You look awesome. Oh my God, Julie, I'm so excited to be here. I vote to evict Kirsten. And then she just gets up and walks out. And I'm sitting there like, oh man, here it goes. Oh, she doesn't love me anymore.
Yeah. And then obviously she would be evicted the following week.
Oh, I would
wouldn't get the
call
chance.
in. I would call in to get her. Find a way.
You would.
I would get wall yellers.
Revoke your waiver.
I'd hire people to be wall yellers.
Waiver, so I couldn't talk about you anymore.
Oh yeah. Please remove my photos from her HOH room if there are any.
Never went.
That's so sad.
That's funny.
And then I would just send I would like start like doing a bunch of like cryptic tweets that didn't say we're done, but like could have also been interpreted that way.
I wouldn't get a letter from
Just-
you. I'd get a letter from Wheezy, written by you.
Some of us
Been
here
gone for
is
some
you.
time, and I haven't seen him.
Angelica's with me. She says I'd be devastated. I'd be devastated.
Tell me beforehand.
I know, but still, that would be a funny like skit to do. Just like somebody's family, the one person that doesn't do shout outs, and it's like, oh, honey, here he is. He's gonna say he's good. We had the whole family. Mom, come here. I know. Like your grandma's watching, and they're like, vote to Kirsten. All right, thanks, Julie.
I get to the
Yep,
end.
the grandparents flew in from Florida to watch this.
I get to the end, and
That's stupid. They shouldn't have. It's on national TV.
Yeah, really.
Emma's family refused. Emma's husband.
Maybe they were in the
refused
audience
because
Refused to come to the finale to celebrate her win because she didn't shout him out.
It's horrible.
2 seconds she gets at the DR. God forbid I talk to you every day on the feeds.
You have to tell the world. So yeah, we hate the majority of this group hates.
We're 45
the
minutes into this, and we have not even touched the episode. I mean,
we're pretty much done with it.
Can I deviate one more time? Because is this the first time that they've had a live audience since COVID?
No.
No, the finale, right?
First one, this.
Oh,
Finale.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, I guess they did, but like on a regular like eviction, like on a like not a finale, because I feel like
I don't know.
they definitely didn't have a live audience. On
Having it
the
start
first
so late,
night.
it feels like it's been 10 years since we had another season. You know?
I didn't know why, but I got really excited when I saw the live audience. I was like, "Oh, this is familiar," because they definitely didn't have it last week for the live show, which was
Comfortable when she's like,
it's-
"Big brother."
right. And then, but anyways, sorry. Back to this episode that we
I don't think
Okay,
we're like
well,
behind on anything. We're right at the vote.
I want.
we
yeah,
had that conversation with. Wasn't there more? There was the veto competition.
that was last.
That was
last
yesterday.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
tripping. I watched them back to
Last
back.
night,
My
so-
bad. Definitely the veto competition. What was there? I feel like there was more shit that happened though.
They
wasn't
talked about flipping.
Racism happened.
They-
The
There was
racist.
a little bit of
A
try,
little bit of talk, and I
push
wrote
to save Kirsten.
What did
in
you
all
write?
caps. This is the moment I decided I love this season. And then we went right into the speeches, and Kirsten's was weird and vague. And then
Vague and strange is your
Felicia's was shout outs. I wrote shout outs and bland. She knows she's staying. And then I wrote, and then they kept like doing reaction shots to Hassam, and I was like, why I hate that guy.
He's
liar.
And then I
To
wrote,
the liar.
this is the moment I decided I don't love this season.
Oh, that's all it
The vote
took.
was unanimous, and I
She
wrote,
led it
this
for
is
4 seconds.
this is the moment that it's Sarisha.
Yeah.
Damn,
I'm
so
over unanimous vote. Somebody throw a hinky vote.
yeah.
Let's do it.
That would have been nice, but
I would just do it and don't tell anybody. Like, don't tell anyone in your alliance. Just be like, I don't fucking know who did that.
Fan person.
anyone decided to go against it, then that means someone's not afraid of Suri. But it just seems like
Dude, Izzy would have fucking flipped it.
And that's why somebody should have done it.
Yes.
I always love it when somebody freaks out. It's like, they're doing it to troll you. There's one vote, man.
Yeah.
It was either their friend. It was either their friend that didn't want to vote for their friend, which I'll give that a pass, or it was just somebody fucking with everybody, man. Like, let's not freak out about it. Well, he seems too calm about it. He probably did it. I didn't do it. I did not do it.
I think our house guests are operating on fear. They adore Suri. They don't want to ruffle anyone's feathers.
Please let Izzy get on the block.
They're going to stick with their teams, which is great, but Suri's going to run the show. Jared's going to win the whole thing.
I wasn't on.
So good if they had flipped and voted out Felicia. I mean, I love Felicia, and I would have been sad.
Love her.
I'd have been pissed.
But like that would have been
get her in the jury, and then
she's not on my team.
It would have been
what?
good gameplay.
How about your team?
It is.
Fuck your team. Fuck my team. I love different people now. Like I don't even. You're gonna have to remind me later, Alex, who's on my team because I forget who I'm rooting for.
Jared, I think is yours.
No,
Are
Jared's
you
mine.
kidding me?
Jared's mine.
Oh, thank
Jared's
God.
yours.
Good.
Oh.
Yeah, you can have him.
I have blue, red, Jared person. I lost tonight, okay?
I think I got Corey. Or no, I got somebody.
I have
Anyways, we
Corey.
can figure it out later.
Yeah, it was.
I have Corey, Bowie, and Izzy, and I remember that because they all look identical in their pictures.
Yep.
Dude, which one is Bowie?
The Australian. That said, good day, Julie.
Even Suri has no idea about Bowie. She couldn't remember her name.
That's rough. I didn't
then
think she'd
Bowie
be so
goes,
boring.
Happens with time. Yeah.
And then America too. That's another one. Like she got a
And
little
just like I just
every
think
time Julie goes America or
I'm
someone
like, what?
says America, who me?
and even on the feeds, like, is America in that?
Oh, me?
I'm here. Yeah.
I'm America.
We want. America.
looking for Bernie
America.
Mac. Yeah, I mean it's understandable though. There are 18 people, 17.
America.
Was Monty last year?
Well, Monty loves. I mean, I know, and like looking back at it, I know half the house guests do, but I feel like every season there's like one person that does, and Monty really led with America a lot.
Well, now they can't.
No.
Because
We
there's
do
a real
have the
person.
best letter talking to you about if I pulled my waiver.
Well, yeah.
Anyways, I'm sorry. I thought there was more stuff that happened in this episode. I watched last night's episode back to back, but I just want to say one thing about last night's episode, if I could. There was a moment with Corey and Siri, and I want them to go back and forth so badly. I want them to be enemies, and like I want, in a perfect world, Corey would evict Jared, and that would piss Siri off, and she would go after that Corey loves, and that would just be a fantastic, beautiful season.
Do you wish that it was Corey that had said the N-word instead of Luke? So then you'd already had that feud going on.
No, he
Well,
was
They
not.
would've kicked him out. Never mind.
I wrote,
Yeah, okay, that was a dumb statement.
No,
Chris, I wrote that in my notes.
We'll cut that
Episode
out of the
1, I
podcast.
said Corey wants to beat Suri so bad. Is this going to be their season?
I want that. That would be great.
It should be. That'd be good.
Yeah, that would be great. But anyways, I know we're on tonight's eviction episode. Homegirl was evicted unanimously.
Unanimously. Not going to the nether region like I predicted.
I mean, really?
Oh,
Really?
that's what you thought?
I thought she was, yeah.
I thought so too. And
He's just
that
getting first boot.
maybe was the original plan. A lot of the spoiler accounts, and not just Spoiler Girl, but a lot of
Who was
the
wrong
spoiler-
tonight? Who was wrong today? Who guaranteed, even though I also tweeted out that it looked, I said it looked like, I did not say CBS is saying there will not be an eviction, that I have inside sources. I said it looks like there will not be an eviction. Did tweet that out. Spoiler Girl made it seem like she called it, and then she does the victory lap when she gets it, but doesn't get it a lot.
A lot of the spoiler accounts were saying that the plan was to like maybe have the eviction, but then like have her like walk back in with an 18th house guest. But because Luke went, because the issue was that it was an odd number and they wanted to bring this 18th person back, but with Luke going, it like fucked with all of their plans because if Kristen walked back in, or Kirsten walked back in,
Every season where their plans.
I know.
I'm sorry. Why? Why are they so bad at it? They've been doing it for 25 years. Everybody, Julie can't even complete a sentence without stumbling over her words. They can't get through a full season with the 18 or 16 people that they started with.
I heard people bitching about that. Or I saw people bitching about that online today. They're like, how could they not cast the right people? Like, how do you make sure how do you cast somebody and know they're not going to use the N-word? Like, I'm pretty sure
signed a contract.
Right. I mean,
I've been watching
saying they won't. So it's like,
to not
seems legit. Like, I take him at his word. He crushed it in casting.
I've been watching this show not very long, since season 18. Okay. And I feel like more than half of those seasons, there have been at least one person that has gone.
Last year, the biggest bet I won was that there would be somebody that left within the
Yes.
first 2 weeks. And Paloma leaving won me like.
That was crazy.
I will say this.
A lot of money.
And
I should have done that again this year.
It's a strike against our kind millennials. We're a little bit weaker.
Yeah.
We
Maybe.
can't hack it.
Well, Luke was
an idiot.
How old is he? Was he Z? Because if he's Z,
No,
then
he's
he's
definitely 30.
No, he wasn't 30. Are you crazy? He would have been in the 30 Plus Alliance. What are you talking about? Come on. He would have been in the AARP Alliance.
Cameron is over 30 and is not in that alliance.
Well, Luke, I thought Luke was like 27 or something. Don't y'all have like whole sheets on these people?
I gotta know.
I have sheets. They left them over there.
Okay. Cameron is 34.
Yeah.
That's not old. You're old.
I'm 34.
Cameron and the young person alliance.
And Luke was 30.
Okay, see?
Luke is 30.
Well, we also Izzy's old, but Izzy's not that old.
She's 32.
So she's younger than Cameron, but Cameron's in the young alliance and she's in the old alliance. So it makes perfect sense.
And Nicole is 30 as well.
Damn. Nicole looks good. That's why I wasn't really chirping about what's her name going home, because like Nicole, she is.
I think she's beautiful.
Oh, she is so much hotter than Kirsten.
I think all of the women on there are beautiful.
Nicole, American.
Okay.
Physically and mentally.
Guys, 34.
So much.
34.
Also, I need Cameron to stop fucking with his hair. And
I was just gonna say that
it's like the girls doing it, like, oh my god, can I braid her hair? Can I straighten her hair? But like, unless it's that curly mop on his head, it looks fucking awful. When they straightened his hair, real bad.
Oh, they straightened it?
Yes. It was in that when he was like talking with Riley, or maybe I was watching that's a clip and it wasn't on the show because he's being real creepy with Riley.
Okay. I mean, I
don't like Cameron anymore, and I hate it. I wanted to like him a lot, and then I was like, stop talking, just stop saying weird things to people.
He's so creepy.
Like he was like, Riley, you're like my daughter. That's my daughter, and then like he said somebody was like his son, I think, and it was like everybody can't be your kid.
Does he have an actual kid?
Yeah, he does, but like, it's
he has a daughter. It's the best thing he's ever done.
The people his same age, they're not his kids.
Right. That's strange.
And then he says that shit about Riley, like, oh my god, you're like my daughter. Da, da, da. I think of you like I'm your father. And then to other people, he's like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And to her, he says like, yeah, I think of you like my daughter. And in the same breath, it's so funny that people think we're in a showman's. Nobody thinks that. You want people to think that.
He's just the guy that like has to fill any like void in a conversation. Like you can't just like, if you're in a car ride with Cameron, he's going to talk to you the entire time you're in the car ride with him because he feels like he has to just fill up that space. And you're like, hey, sometimes we can just sit here and listen to radio for a second. We don't. I'm cool chatting, dude, but like this is a 4.5 hour road trip. Like I'm cool listening to Stevie Ray Vaughan or some shit, you know? Like, let's put a little ZZ Top on. We can chill for a second.
Nothing wrong with that.
Also, I mean, he's not just like creepy and like filling the space. He like has said twice to Riley something about like not being able to hit her on TV.
What?
Remove him from the game.
Did he mean hit on her or hit her?
No, and I haven't found those clips, but in a lot of the updates they're saying like he has mentioned that he could or would hit her, but they're on TV.
That's stupid. I don't believe that. That's dumb. Like, there's no way.
Well, I watched that Jared from Subway. I watched that Jared from Subway documentary, and the cop was like, with
No way, not Jared.
Saying you could do something and that you did do something and that you will do something.
No.
Can get us to watch you, but it can't get us to do anything to you because you didn't do it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Unless it's the president, I think.
I mean,
move away.
No, I folded them up.
I will try to find a clip of him saying it and send it to y'all.
I had them numbered.
Yeah. No, I'll put them back. I'm sorry.
I
ruin everything.
You don't.
Wait, I don't. I'm sorry.
I'm so flustered about you not giving me shout outs if you get on Big Brother.
Alex has all of these guys numbered and quotes and like their stats, and I've got them all out of order. And I'm
preseason thoughts on them.
Internally, like, what are you doing?
I'm
so
not.
I will figure it out.
I'm not. I don't care. This is just convenient to have the first couple of weeks while we're marking stuff. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We ended it with the really cringy, like, oh no, the multiverse is getting them again.
The pineapple made an appearance.
They've had worse endings.
Yeah, it was. That's one of the moments. Like, we need to pick the moment of the week of each episode that like you don't want somebody that doesn't watch Big Brother to walk in on. Like,
I love that you went down from like the because
like,
you know what happens every episode.
It's so bad. Yeah,
and that's it. Yep, that's it. I'm sorry you had to see that. You know, it's not always like that. No, they weren't just doing a big wedgie competition where they were getting a wedgie.
No, 3 people were just sitting around a fake shrink ray gun and going.
They weren't kicking themselves in the butts.
No, I know. It's like when your friend's like, you know, wrestling's not really. I know. I'm just watching it. Okay, I enjoy it. I enjoy the storylines. I know John Cena's not really invisible. Okay, I get it.
But honestly, though, there has been like, you know, alliances forming, people, you know, saying that they're going to stab people. They're definitely playing this game.
They are.
Which they would have flipped the vote today, but.
Well, I don't know. I knew that they weren't going to. Like,
racism flying around. They had time.
I think, yeah, they got plenty of time for all that stuff. Like, I thought it was nice when after they evicted Homegirl, they were all hugging and everybody was all cheerful. I'm like, they're not going to be cheerful like this after an eviction. And I was thinking, did Kirsten see all of that hugging? Do you think? That's rough.
They always do that afterwards, though.
Yeah.
They don't hug like that because
they
sometimes they'll go to the wall and they'll watch their picture turn gray.
But they still hug, and like even after like a nomination ceremony, they all hug, and it's really weird because like the person who was just nominated hugs the HOH.
Extremely cheerful. I
mean, I feel like after an eviction, they don't always hug, and like they always hug the person who's crying the most because like that's my best friend, I'm my ride or die. They hug that person, but
they hug the person who stayed.
We're also noticing it because we're at like that annoying part, and I thought during the eviction or during the votes too, where you're like, "Fuck, everybody has to vote." Like, there's so many people in the house right now. It's like
there's a commercial break.
Like, there are almost two. There are almost two.
Oh my God.
You know, seriously, we could fucking one more. Come on, we can do it. Okay. But like, yeah, then like when they hug everybody, you have like on her way out, she had to hug 15 other people, and you're like, God damn it! All right, this is gonna take forever.
Just stand in a line so I can go quick.
It's the price you pay for a live show.
Irish could buy them.
Like, go complete. Was it Cody?
Yeah, Cody. Walk on the
table.
That guy got out so fast.
That was a good move. I like that.
I want to touch you guys. Not into it.
I like.
And then I'll be like, hey,
Chris's crappy apartment green screen is better than the graphics on the.
Oh,
it is a green screen. He's not in an apartment. He is in a studio, a really fancy studio
like
with
an
a green
apartment.
screen. It's a meta thing that Chris likes to do.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on.
That would be really. We should do that. Bring the green screen back and just like keep making it a shittier apartment each episode. Are you in an alley?
Really funny.
Pretty sweet picture of us.
Yeah.
Where's the other one?
The one that you can't really see.
I do miss people thinking we had a really dope apartment when we had the green screen up.
Yeah, why don't y'all have the green screen? I was just gonna say.
Yeah,
this is easier.
One less thing I have to set up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Work smarter, not harder.
Did people not realize that it was like the Big Brother living room?
It's usually not people that watch the show. It's people that be like, dude, you look like you have a sick apartment. It's like that.
It's not.
That's obviously a very fancy green screen. and not just a green sheet, which it absolutely is.
Honestly, our apartment looks a lot like Chris's.
Does it?
White walls, couch,
TV. Looking at a TV, skinny hallway, not hallway, but like skinny room.
Basically living in the same place.
We do have different windows. Like we don't have the sliding glass door.
I hate these sliding glass doors because I can't open them all the way. They don't want people jumping out. Apparently, it's.
Wait, I thought it was because
how much can you open it?
Literally as much as they're open right now.
No shit.
What's the point of having a sliding glass door?
I don't know.
I thought you meant they just like
no,
got
this is a
stuck on the
glass door.
track.
This is a window.
Oh.
I'm sorry. This is not a glass door. No.
Yeah, that was like a balcony. I was like, what happens if there's a fire?
Outside world.
You fucked.
You just burn.
You burn.
I like Allison's backdrop. Look at all.
Yeah, what's different about Allison's house than our house?
She's so smart. Oh yeah.
No,
Yeah.
this is because I moved and we don't have enough. Like
so many books. We've read them all.
His bookshelf is already full, and then I came with basically my own library.
Yo.
And so we just don't have a place for this.
We just got rid of so many books. That was like our big thing because
you burned them.
You
burned a lot of Harry Potter.
Obviously, we had a gigantic.
They're also not all like intense books. This is the picture book.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
I am teacher.
All right, let's not get into this.
One of them is John Taffer's book.
Alex's show of funny books that.
Those are all the books he got for free at the radio station, probably. People coming in promoting their stuff.
Sure, I'll read that. Doesn't
exactly.
This is an agate bookend. This is a fake succulent.
Oh.
A fake succulent is meta as fuck.
Here's my fake succulent.
Everybody show off the fake succulents.
Is there a difference between a fake succulent and a real succulent? You don't water any of them, right?
It's plastic.
I mean, you do have to water a succulent at least a little bit.
It's like water a cactus, right?
Somebody was promoting like succulents. It was like succulent day or whatever, and so we made my co-host Tessa went out and bought all of us on the show succulents, and I was like, I'm not gonna water mine ever, and everybody else has died, and I did not water mine once, and it was still just like it was alive, not dead all the way. It was like not doing great, but it was not dead. And I was like 4 months later, I haven't watered it once, and that's water kills this shit. It's dead now. I do it now.
Yeah, right. He didn't water it.
He didn't water it. It has
Turns out it does need water eventually.
But like it lasts longer than the ones with water. So you tell me.
But like another difference between real succulents and fake succulents is that fake succulents are plastic and real succulents are plants.
That is true. That's a very important distinction.
So like different material.
Yeah. Absolutely. One's alive, one's dead.
True.
Not dead, but like just not
never
alive.
existed. You're right. Never alive.
Yeah. Was never living.
False. It's fake. It's a man.
If you need more information, let me just
stack of books.
Join us tomorrow night. We're talking succulents and the human body.
More books.
I have, dude.
Allison's Book Club every Friday night at 5. Tune in.
This week, the human body. I had to take this out of my classroom because I'm pretty sure there's a penis in it.
Oh no!
Also, you would get fired, and then they would take it out of the library.
Oh, look at that! I opened right to it.
You knew exactly what it was.
It's creased. It's creased.
Yeah.
Is that dog-eared?
So Alex called the human body.
Hey.
The human body.
Human body.
Who man?
Houston.
Who not body?
All right. That's the recap of tonight's episode.
And our apartment tour.
And us
Not at all
discussing apartments and everything else. Pat would have fit in perfectly on this.
What books would Pat have in his apartment? Let's play a game. Everybody, say which book Pat is most likely to have in his apartment.
Fountainhead.
They serve beer in hell.
The Art of the Deal.
He's definitely got a magazine or two.
Oh yeah, Playboy collection, vintage.
I didn't say that.
I just went Ayn Rand.
No, he did just move, and I think he just threw away a bunch of shit on the move. So I don't think he bought any books. I would imagine.
Gideon.
Probably.
Gideon.
All right. Well, hey, shout out to everybody in the comments. You guys are awesome. Raimundo, Ashley, Robbie Pitcock, Thomas, Todd, Josh Tree, Quentin, Angelica, Angie, all you guys and gals, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're just listening to this or you're watching late, you can join us on YouTube or our Facebook page after every episode of Big Brother. Give us about 10, 15 minutes, and we'll start the episode. And, hang out with us, join the conversation, weigh in, and look at our apartments, too, or houses. Because Allison's rich and has a house.
Yeah.
Allison, you got a house?
I don't own this.
Damn.
Hey, you a billionaire? Shit.
I moved in with somebody who owns
You've been making that money. Shit.
I don't make the money. I
Ballin'.
Not the guy.
You got fucking.
am married.
Just
kidding, not married.
You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at PassGreatBro. I'm at Alex J. Middleton. Emma's at Little EM Tweets on Twitter, at Emma Lawler on Instagram. Allison is at Almar7490 on Instagram, and at Affable Allison on Twitter. Chris is at 82 Chris Hogan on Twitter and nowhere else. So don't even bother.
Find him in Joycey.
Don't try and tag him in any tweet. You can't. You can't do it either. Fuck off.
Literally go find him.
Chris is like, don't even follow me.
No.
Follow, it won't let you.
Yeah, I really won't.
Automatically blocks you if you look at his profile.
I think you have to send me a request because when I was applying for jobs, I didn't want jobs, going on, seeing what I
radical
like.
left tweet.
Yeah,
You have to send me a request, but I go and I look at the profiles, and if I can tell that they follow Past the Gravy, I will accept.
Yeah.
It's just I do have children and parents trying to find me on social media, so
that makes sense.
Don't do everyone.
Yes. So go make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. Really would help us out. Share us with a friend. Go and give us a 5-star review. Subscribe to the podcast, the audio version. If you're watching us, go just hit play on the audio version too. Give us a couple credits. Give us some. We're spreading ourselves thin on all these different platforms. Give us a play on both sides, right? It helps us out. Even if it's for like 2 seconds, it counts as a listen, right? A review.
You really want to make that YouTube URL less shitty.
Yeah.
Allison was just roasting me when we got out. She's like, look at this fucking monster of a fucking URL.
They're all very nice. And then it's a YouTube, but nobody's going to fucking type that in.
Channel / UCYX TVX AV QDXI PVVF 2 MTPG.
It is rough. Just quicker to say search Past the Gravy.
Yeah, just put Past the Gravy on that. But yeah, we really help us out if you always subscribe and share us with a friend. You guys are the best. And thank you, Allison and Chris and Emma, for helping out with that. And until we talk to you guys Sunday, you think you're going to join us on Sunday, Chris? Power rankings?
Yeah, you know what? I think I shall. Your boy is off all next week, so don't have to worry about it.
Very nice. All right. First power rankings of the season coming out Sunday. Tune in after the episode. Have a great weekend. Great rest of your week until we talk to you next time. And I find the outro.
Oh, yeah.
Pass the Gravy Bros.
Big brother, it's Big Brother. It's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother. It's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother. On Pass the Gravy Bro.